This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sanja. How you doing? Broadcasting from the closet. Yeah. So, I've been looking for this mysterious sound that has been on the audio since I moved, and I did not realize it. That little noise. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been doing all kinds of rewiring. Plug this in, plug that out. Check out the new wires. Check out the new DAW. Wait a minute, back the F off of this because I'm getting too frustrated. Try again. So basically I'm now down to the point is I think that it might be the recording. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying something new. You know what I mean? Because the show must go on, honey. And I got some things to say. And I'm like, I can't put out what we had before. So anyways, how you doing on this day 1,500,600 freaking day of quarantine? Yeah, it's definitely been a very interesting lockdown 2020, I must say. I've been enjoying myself for the most part, but there has been some times of, okay, so now what? There's a part of me that feels like, yes, this time should be used wisely and we can learn new things and all of that good stuff. And then there's a part of me that is like, yo, how about we just take this time to sit the fuck down? You know what I mean? So I think that there's a balance in trying to find both. Happy to say I've been working out. Yay. Yeah, when I was realizing after I told you I haven't been working out, I was like, yeah, that's a problem because that's just not me. I don't work out to be skinny. I just work out because it feels good. And I want to be able to run if I fucking need to. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's all about. Being able to fucking take off if you absolutely have to. And chase kids. That's the other thing too, right? If you got kids in your life, you want to be able to catch them little mofos when they run away, right? Yeah. So that's basically the point of getting the workouts in. So feeling good. Feeling great. Got a little dancing in. Yesterday, friend walked in, we walked, dancing to Dances with the Stars. I really thought it was going to be more fun than it was. It was very, I thought it was going to be more dancery, but I was peeping game on the little riffs that they had in between the dancers. When you do the workout videos, you always, usually you're working out so you don't get to see it, but if you ever just watch the workout videos, you can see them making faces, the dancers in the background. They're like, what the fuck are they doing? When they mess up a lot? Yeah. Anyway, which is interesting because why did you release it like that? But whatever. I always think that that's probably maybe somebody having a little revenge or something like that. Ugh. But, revenge is never good. Revenge, it doesn't come off very well. But I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. And I actually got quite a few laughs looking at the people making faces at one another and their weird dances that they decided to do in the freestyle. But, that's what this time is for, right? Is for finding those old DVD workouts, plopping them in, and doing them, Today is break time. Probably tomorrow we'll do a little Sean T. Remember him? Yes. I think he's still out doing stuff, isn't he? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. But, those hip-hop abs, nothing better than a tilt, tighten. What? Yeah, when I was a personal trainer, definitely borrowed Shanti a lot, and literally said, we're gonna do the Shanti, Yeah. Anyway, fun times, good times. And so hopefully this little sound will not be in this podcast, and I will be very, very pleased. Speaking of being very pleased, I've been, this is definitely an interesting time period. I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing it's an unprecedented time in our time. This is such a crazy time. This is, well, yes, we do know that. What I'm seeing and so happy about it is the appreciation and the love and, us being there for one another, I think is just really a beautiful thing. I am a person who doesn't stay in contact with people a lot. And I've been trying to make sure that I check in on people like maybe once a week or something like that, when I remember, because I'm just bad at that. But that's what's so funny about this time period is it's making me realize, the people that I have in my life that I love, and going back through the photo albums and looking at photos and things like that. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of love in my life that I've always known was there, but sometimes you tend to forget because, we're living our life, we're paying bills, we're doing what we got to do. And I think that this time period is really great for us to just appreciate some things, like appreciating the house that you have. That's this whole thing about having a comfortable home. And for me, I will be a little bit on the broke side to make sure that my home is comfortable. So when I'm in my house, that I'm comfortable. And I got to tell you right now, I'm very happy that that I am comfortable, and I expect to stay that way. Speaking of expectations, this is a very important time for us to still expect things to be okay. I know that there is a lot of forecasting that is doom and gloom is coming, but I do believe that there is a way for things to be done where it will not be a repeat of the past, that we will have a brighter future than in the face of all of this fear than we've had before. It's just I feel like this time period is great for us to re-energize ourselves right now. That's what I've been really doing, and thinking about like the things that I want, because it's kind of it's for those who talk about the law of attraction and manifesting, it's very interesting to manifest when you're at home. And I was kind of wondering, like, so how do you strengthen yourself and re-energize yourself at home? Meditation is great. But it's also, in my opinion, also great to play games, and there are a few things that you can do to show yourself that your thoughts are things while you're at home, matter of fact, and a couple of these things, I have things that are exercises in my book, Manifest Beauty, but those kind of require for you to be able to go outside. So, it's what's so funny is, well, ha ha ha, funny, but not funny. But what's so funny is that I was thinking about this. I was just kind of like, I like to spread a little bit of light, and in manifesting, and the combining of science and spirituality, and realizing that it's all one. Everything, it's all one, And I was wondering about the manifesting. So what's interesting is, now this is now a week ago, because I recorded it right after it happened and tried to put it out, but the audio is fucked up. And part of me was kind of like, damn, is there that much negativity in the world that even this positive message, it's hard for it to get out? Oh man. But no, I don't think so. It's just, we want it to be good. I want the message to be heard clear, right? So anyway, do what we got to do. The message is going to get out there. And of course, and I'm not the only person spreading the message, so message is definitely going to get out there. But what's interesting is, so I was thinking about this, well, how do we practice the manifesting when we're kind of like in the house? So the other day, I was going through my DVD collection, and I saw the movie Love Potion #9. And I was like, ooh, yes, I got it, I think in March or something like that. And I remembered because when I was a teenager, loved the movie, right? So I hadn't watched it yet. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it in. Watched it. Great. It was wonderful. Then inspired to watch Miss Congeniality, because I was like in my little Sandy mode, right? Okay. So I'm like, this is great, blah, 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 blah. I had canceled my streaming services because I was like, yo, I'm about to save money. I didn't think that it was going to be this long. So the other day, I actually started the services, right? So after I restarted the services, I was like, oh, this is cool. My little stuff is still in there, blah, 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 blah. I go to watch one of the shows that I like, Nightly Pop. And as I'm watching it, they start talking about Jennifer Aniston. And as they're talking about Jennifer Aniston, they mention how she turned 51, looking fabulous on the magazine cover, by the way, and mentioned how Sandra Bullock had interviewed Jennifer Aniston for the cover of this magazine. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. So as they're talking about it, they then put up a shot of the actor from the movie of Love Potion #9 saying that Jennifer Aniston and Sandra Bullock both dated this guy, Tate Donovan, right? And so I'm like, oh my God, when I see his picture, I go, oh my God, that's so interesting. I just saw this actor on, Love Potion #9, and he's not somebody that's in a whole lot of stuff. So it's, anyway, so I was like, oh, dope. I was like, ooh, look, I said to myself, that's so cool. There's a manifestation, that I was asking, how could I, manifest in the house? And then they mentioned, well, they actually were talking about how he's not in a lot of stuff. And then Nina mentioned, yes, well, he was in the movie Love Potion #9 with Sandra Bullock. And I go, oh my God, they mentioned the movie. That's even better, so that pleased me very much. And I was like, yay, It is about the questioning and the expectation and the alignment and expecting good to come and expecting the universe and expecting God to still show up and still be there, regardless of where you're at, even when you're just inside the house. And so that just made me so happy. And so anyways, that was one story, right? And so the next day okay, hold up, let me back up because I have another manifestation story for you. So I had been, because of the toilet paper crisis, right? Fucking toilet paper. Well, there's a certain brand that I like because I like to feel the softness. Okay. As this stuff had been going on, I had just so happened to buy a bigger pack than I normally do before this stuff happened. And then when the ish hit the fan, almost literally, I was like, oh my God. And I kept going to the store and I was like not seeing toilet paper. I was like, oh my God, good thing that I had purchased a bigger pack before, that just so happened to follow that impulse. Okay, so I'm wondering about the toilet paper situation, of course, da-da-da-da-da. And I keep going to the store and just, out of curiosity, looking. But every time that I've always wondered about, I get some. And so but I haven't seen any like soft brands. I think I've mentioned that on the podcast before. I was kind of like, are they not making it? What's happening? Like, I don't understand. Why can't we get our normal brands of toilet paper? I heard one store saying, one store lady telling me that it's because they're charging more because of the demand, so the stores are just not ordering it. So nonetheless, blah, 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 blah. I was talking to some woman in the store and she said that BJ's supplies regular toilet paper because you're talking about toilet paper. And I was like, ooh, right? I had just gotten a thing in the mail saying, BJ's for a free 3-month membership or $25 membership. So I was like, ooh, okay. When she mentioned that, I was like, I need to make sure I get that before the thing expires. So I then go and join BJ's with the intention of I'm going to go and get my toilet paper. I was not able to go in the day and shop that day because I had another meeting, but I ended up going the other day. Now this is the day after the Love Potion thing. I was like, okay, I'm going over to BJ's and I'm going to go and buy my toilet paper. I go into BJ's. There's no toilet paper. I was like, okay, well, all right, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get down on it, didn't whatever. I was just kind of like, I got a couple of other things that I needed. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to Walmart to go get the next thing that I need. And I was in Walmart and I was, farting around. And because it was the first time that I had to experience where you had to wait outside the store and then go in. So I was like, okay, I was going in for one thing. And I was like, girl, you better get everything you freaking need because going into Walmart is now like a thing, And so I'm walking around and I was looking for towel racks and over the door hang thing, whatever. Anyway, so I'm over there in this section and I'm looking around, and I'm in a great mood, blah, 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 beep, 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 beep. Walking around. I come out of the aisle, I turn around and oh my God, right in front of me in the middle of the aisle is one pack of my brand of fucking toilet paper just sitting there like, Sanja, we're with you. Yo, seriously? I grabbed that shit, hugged it to my chest, felt like I was stealing something, like I was getting something. Went over to the toilet paper aisle. I was like, oh my God, they must be in stock, right? Went over to the toilet paper aisle. There was no toilet paper over there. And so that made me literally scream with delight. And I was like, oh my God, I'm still manifesting. Ah! I gotta record this. Came home, went to record it, and tried to put it out and kept hearing this, sound. So I was just like, what the F? And I've been trying to figure that out since. So I now feel like, since I've been given this idea to come into the closet and come and record, come and simplify. I can't lie. So here's what's interesting, right? Is that this is the simplified way of doing it. I'm in a new place. Okay. I hope myself and you are catching this. I'm in a new place and I can't do things the way that I did them before. I literally came in here and tried to set my place up and set my studio up the same way I kind of had it in my old place in the corner. And I'm finding, apparently, I'm in a new place and I have to do things in a new way or a different way. I'm doing the same thing, but I'm doing it in a little bit of a different way because I'm in a new place. And we'll see if this has less resistance because I'm open to doing things in a new way. So I'm catching that. Sanja, be open to doing things in a new way. Stop, what's worked before doesn't work again. And it does, but at the same time it does. But there's always a little bit of a tweaking. And again, that's what's in the book. And, it's always a little bit of a tweaking. Happy to say that working on the new one, and I feel like I'm being given information that is pertinent to right now, and I'm very excited about that. So I do think that it's important for us to remember and to, keep our minds right. And, again, try not to watch the news so much and, remember that it's our minds are very powerful though, right? Speaking about our powerful minds, the thing that I'm wondering, and we'll be talking about too, is that the intention or versus the satisfaction, because I had an intention of finding it, right? And I didn't find it in the place that I thought I was going to find it. And it came the way that it came, such a surprise and delight, like such surprise and delight. What brought it? The intention and the satisfaction, I believe, because I was still satisfied in what I was still doing. Like I wasn't upset about it. You know what I mean? Looking for it and whether I found it or not. It's kind of like a game that I've been playing. So that's something that I will be delving into even further as far as like, how are we actually doing? How are we doing this? Sometimes it's specific and sometimes it's not. And I just really think that the best thing for us to be working on right now during this time is ourselves. Whether that's learning a new skill, whether that's getting some new knowledge, or even if that's just learning a new skill and getting new knowledge about yourself, going back through your past things. It's funny because some of the things that's held me back from openly expressing about the manifesting and the things that I want to talk about is because I do tell myself, well, you haven't made $1 million yet. Like, who the fuck are you? And you haven't done anything. And then it's like, I find the photos and then I remember and I'm like, what am I talking about that I haven't done anything? Legit. Like, I have done a lot of shit. And I've done all of the things that I intended to. And I did those things before the internet, before it was like so easy that you could just point the camera on yourself and express yourself and, you know what I mean, and build your following off of what people, like, so to speak. There was gates and doorways. And I think that I do have a story to tell, right? Of course, obviously, duh. But I'm just happy to say that, or happy to know that I have found some pictures, and I know that that's silly, right? Because, you know your own truth, but I'm just happy to see that I found some memories, because there's things that I've kept over the years, because I'm like, when I'm 90-something, girl, I'm finna write this beautiful story about all the things that I've done in my life, and whoop, 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 whoop. But you know what? Why the fuck wait until I'm 90? No, doing it now. Doing it now, Doing it now. We are manifested beauty. You know that? I hope you know that. I hope you are enjoying yourself as much as you can. I know that sometimes it's like crazy. You want to get out, you want to go work, you want to go do some things, But, and then at the same time, you might be just enjoying the freedom that you have right now. I think a lot of people are, but it is going to be fun, and it will be nice to get back to a new normal. The new normal that I do recognize is that us freelancers and us creative people, we've got to allow a new way of us to do things, because I think I heard something about, festivals not happening until next year, 2020. And I'm like, no, I have a festival in September. You know what I mean? Gigs in May. I was looking forward to being on the boat. You know what I mean? So, but I do think we have to find another way, obviously. And making music, what's interesting is making music and putting it online in the streams and all of that. That is not how people make music. They make music, make money. They make the money off of the touring and going out and stuff like that. But all of that is changing. So, this is definitely a very interesting time for us to expect surprise and delight. And I think that that's what the toilet paper thing is about, because, and that's for me, is that it's something that I thought was going to be, that was kind of not, I wouldn't say impossible, but impossible. I thought it was hard to find. And although I had an intention for it, I wasn't looking for it. Like, I looked for it, didn't find it, but I still had the intention. Like, I still wanted it. And I was just like, well, whatever. And then it came. And I think a lot of things are going to be like that. This is, the two trees that I'm always talking about in the book Manifest Beauty. And what I mean by the tree of knowledge and good and evil is not so much in the biblical sense that people might be thinking I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. But there's a tree of life, and then there's this tree. And we need to be eating from the tree of life. And I just really think that that's what this whole thing is really about. Even though we love our systems, we love what we've done, we love what we've created, we love all of that shit, but we need to be living from the tree of life and the tree of spirit. So, do whatever the fuck you got to do to make sure that you are eating from the tree of life, baby. Okay? And I'm gonna do the same motherfucking thing.
This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Hey there. So listen, I am so excited because my little baby is growing and I am just like, I'm feeling like a proud little parent over here. I'm talking about Manifest Beauty. It's been a phrase that I've been saying for quite some time. And whenever I would tell people that's a company name, they'd be like, what? But now when I say Manifest Beauty, people kind of understand. We're not talking about beauty aesthetics, but we're talking about when you take your life and you create beauty in the world, regardless of what has happened to you. There are some things I've picked up on, some patterns, some energies, some coincidences, timing, synchronicities, all of that good stuff that I noticed over the course of my life, and would always talk about it with people, and they'd be like, girl, you should put it in a book. Well, I did. So it's Manifest Beauty. Go online, check it out. If you're into consciousness, if you're into creation, if you're into manifesting, I got some real good gems in there for you so that you can show yourself that you are the bomb and that you are connected to source. So go online. It's on Walmart.com, Amazon.com, and a few other places that sell books as well. Manifest Beauty. Written by me, Sanja Denise.